Unless that's not the real Knark and it's just his clone.
Yeah, unless it's... Oh, nope, there we go. Into Champ Select.
So Vayne immediately gets banned out. Not sure exactly if that was a specified ban or if they were just like, nope.
Yeah, Vayne is sort of that mid-game hyper carry we're seeing a lot more of. She does have a good spike when she gets the Blade of the Ruin King slash Zerker Greaves Zeal, however you want to combo it.
They ban on Graves. That makes me think they either don't know what Renko plays or Renko's not the ADC this time.
Yeah, and then Fizz and Rengar for the second set of bans.
As far as bans go right now, they inevitably leave Knark. They're gonna give him either Shaco or Warwick. He's gonna get one of them.
If he decides to jungle, we didn't watch the first game, so I'm not sure who's going to be in that jungle. But I mean, Knark has seen play on both champions, Shaco and Warwick, and one of the times he got a quadra kill on the Warwick. So, something scary to look at there. But with this last ban coming out, what's it going to be? It's going to be Nasus.
And
The
insta-lock.
insta-lock Shaco. You
Yeah,
just
I mean,
can't give it to him.
when you have your favorite champion available to you, you're gonna take it.
Yeah, I mean, not sure what they were thinking about there, but Real Rask insta-locking the Lucian Morgana combo. Maybe we'll get to see some fancy pixels coming out from, oh my god, it's Pixel. That being said, Ranko's gonna hover the Leona.
I really hope he
Locked
locks
in.
it. I was about to say, I really hope he doesn't lock that in because it's really bad against that Leona if he gets those black shields off.
Yeah, so a Corki Leona bot versus Lucian Morgana. Not the most favored lane, but it will have its own chance to succeed.
Yeah, I mean, with the way Knark plays, they have a good chance of getting that bot lane going for blue team. But by themselves, I expect purple team to just roll the floor with them.
Yeah, and we see Gnar being hovered, who will become extremely tanky and somewhat of a split push threat in its own, and going to be able to easily deal with Shaco, whether he decides to come to lane or if he decides to try and split push come mid-late game.
Like
So-
Gold Digger's hovering Elise and it's teleport smite, so I'm almost thinking he's immediately gonna switch to Master Yi in a second.
Yeah, Gold Digger, I haven't seen him play anything other than Master Yi, and it wasn't banned. However, he locks in the Elise and swaps the teleport to Flash.
This is gonna be the first time we're gonna see him on Elise and Elise in general this season.
I mean, she took a huge nerf last time she was even in patch notes. And with the new map coming out, she got indirectly nerfed a little bit because the dragon does AoE damage and just nukes all of her spiders at the same time. So I'm expecting her to fall even less out of the meta unless we see some big damage or sustain buffs with the next couple patches.
Yeah, until Elise can use her spiderlings as nunchucks, I don't think she's gonna be that viable.
And we see Dr. Eastwood having some decisions. He was typically known as a huge Syndra player, but he sort of weaned himself off it and was going for the Twisted Fate, but right now he's hovering LeBlanc. And it's looking like blue team's going for a 100% snowball comp.
Yeah, and there's that Syndra that he's really well known for.
And First Fen locking in the Riven, which is a fairly good pick against Gnar, but I'm wondering if she's going to keep the teleport or trade it for an Ignite to try and get some super early kills.
See, at this point, anyone that just hovers LeBlanc and baits me like that, I'm just gonna unfriend them from my friends list.
Just completely ignore him and never talk to him again. With Xerath coming out to face the Syndra, though, is this going to be the best matchup available for him, or will he want... It doesn't matter, he locks it in anyway. Fairly
it's not
confident.
necessarily the best, but he does outrange her. So if he can land his poke, he has a chance of doing good in this lane. He just can't get hit by that QE stun from Syndra.
Yeah, level 6 is going to be really volatile in that bot lane, because if Eastwood gets poked low, that leaves him open for the Xerath ultimate snipe out. But same thing for Xerath. If he goes low and then gets stunned up by Syndra, that's going to be an unleashed power straight to the face and probably going to end in a kill.
Yeah. I also like the Xerath pick because he's very long range, artillery kind of style champion. So that's going to put him closer to his tower away from a Shaco gank.
Yeah, Shaco doesn't have very many options coming into this first couple minutes for the gank. I mean, Leona's going to have a hard time going in onto the Lucian Morgana bot lane. Just lots of mobility and the black shield. And then, if she can't go in and get a stun off, Canark's going to have to initiate the gank, which leaves him open to a binding, and then he just becomes irrelevant.
Yeah. But in general, bot lane is the best option he has. The other two lanes are either too long range for him to have a safe gank, or it's Gnar, and Gnar is just going to 2v1 them.
Yeah, and we see First Fen trading out the teleport for the Ignite. Definitely want to go hyper aggressive. And Canark also keeping the Ignite. I'm wondering if he's going to try and level 2 invade Gold Digger on the Elise. It could end up with the First Blood going to Canark, but I don't think that's his typical playstyle.
Yeah, he's going to try to gank a lane probably immediately after he gets double buffs.
Gnar's gonna jump away. Xerath will probably still be under tower, and unless he starts blue, he's gonna be on the wrong side of the map for a bot lane gank.
Yeah, if you're looking for a jungler that's gonna try to invade someone immediately, you're gonna wanna go talk to Sundown.
Sundown, the resident doctor of cheese, with his Rengar and his Shyvana. I mean, Canark has the #1 cheese invade champion, but it's just typically not his playstyle. And I'm wondering if he's just gonna, make us both liars and actually go for that invade.
Yeah, probably. Looking in at the last minute and a half or so, what do you think as far as team comps? Who's gonna go away with this?
I'm gonna give it to purple team. There's just too much available to make Shaco irrelevant that a lot of this game's gonna be a 5v4. And even if they try and turn it into a Shaco split push game, they can just send Gnar, who has the teleport, and it will just be super easy to deal with the Shaco because he's going to be tanky and deal a good amount of damage. So unless you can get a Godman 5-man Solar Flare, there's not going to be a lot that blue team can do. Of course, Riven could get super fed and then just get a Bonkai pentakill, but that's going to be very hard to do.
Yeah, I actually disagree with you. I think Dr. Eastwood and Canark are very good plat players, and I have a feeling they're going to be able to pick up some kills and carry this for their team.
I mean, that's entirely possible. I mean, Canark does have great game knowledge and can work his team around the map, and Dr. Eastwood is just a monster in lane who can relatively land those stuns 100% of the time. But I mean, just champion comp-wise, I'm sticking with purple team.
Alright, and of course, our most important part, what are you feeling for skin? I know for sure we have that pool party Leona coming out of Renko, and Canark always runs skinless.
I would like to see Asylum Shaco or the Chinese Shaco, but like you said, skinless gonna come out, and I already forgot all the other champions, so I can't really remember.
I'm hoping Dr. Eastwood runs that Justicar Syndra.
I like Justicar, but I just love Atlantean. And gonna go no skin. And only a 2 or 3 skin game. The Redeemed Riven, Pool Party Leona, and the Battlecast Xerath.
Wow, why did we even watch this game?
I mean, just wrong skins all around. And oh my god, it's Pixel not even using the specialty Morgana skin.
Well, he's not gold.
I was unaware of this.
That Battlecast Xerath has some changes though. It's no longer that weird bronze color. It actually looks like it's a part of the Battlecast set.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good skin, but it does need some more changes to make it completely battlecast.
Need some exhaust pipes. Some fire.
Or
Chainsaws.
chainsaws, that's what I was gonna say. Maybe he should shoot chainsaws with his ultimate.
That'd be sick. He should just be a giant floating chainsaw. There you go, Rito, please.
And now into the most boring section of the game. And a pause.
And then a pause.
So, I think we should take a break and just give it some music.
Yeah, I believe while Morgana is apparently dead, it is a perfect time to listen to some music.
And we're back, and both junglers starting their first set of buffs. Shaco gonna have a relatively easier time with those boxes. But looks like Ranko and Antfire are pushing fairly quickly, trying to get that early level 2. Binding gonna miss, but the Phosphorus Bomb's gonna land. And Canark's actually getting invaded on. Gold Digger expected the level 2 invade and gets spotted out by Canark. And nice Zenith Blade Shield of Daybreak onto, oh my god, it's Pixel, but Antfire not gonna follow that up. Now First
Actually
One
getting a lot of good damage on to First Fen.
yeah, First One just getting comboed up by those triple procs, taken really low. Now Canuck in the middle, a good stun onto Xerath. Ignite gonna come out. Heal getting popped, but will this be the first blood? No. Ignite being burned for 2 summoners. Exhaust on a real Rask. And now he gets stunned up. Heal gonna come out. Valkyrie not gonna pick up a kill. Flash heal coming out of Antfire. And that's gonna be the first blood going over to Ranko. Now Pixel has a chance to pick up a counter kill. But he's just getting chunked out by Ranko. The bind is gonna miss. And now Pixel is in trouble. However, Phantom Bullet popping out a Meganar for him. Ignite going down. The double flash first Fen gotta go down with the secondary Ignite from Canark. And meanwhile, Syndrome walks down and picks up the kill on to Morgana. So already 4 minutes in and 3 quick kills going over to blue team.
Yeah, they were really close kills too. Someone on red team could have died in either of those trades. I'm sorry, on blue team.
And we see Gold Digger walking in. Canuck low on health. He's going to be able to just to deceive over, though. However, it looks like he's going aggressive. Decides to deceive over the wall, though. And Corky with some questionable item pickups. Going health pot and boots. A nice stun lands onto Eastwood, though.
Ooh, Renko just misses the Zenith Blade there.
Yeah, Lucian almost dashed into it, actually. Ranko getting binded up a little bit, but no worries. And Eastwood eating a lot of damage, but Canark's coming in again. Slow lands, the stun's gonna get dodged out, and that's another kill on Canark.
Yeah, and red team is really regretting not banning
Good
Shaco
Zenith
right
Blade
now.
coming in. Black Shield too late. Valkyrie getting popped. The Eclipse gonna put down some bonus damage, and that's gonna go over to Antfire. Shield of Daybreak not gonna land. Binding gonna miss too, unfortunately.
Renko says, well fine, I'll kill this minion.
Yeah, this minion deserved it. And First Fen actually diving into Phantom Bullet's stun. And First Fen, even though he has that assist, didn't pick up any damage, so now he's just going to lose every trade.
Yeah, he bought that vest to reduce the damage Nars gonna put out to him, but now he's not putting out any damage himself.
Yeah, Nar has bonus damage, or bonus armor when in Mega Nar form. And so it's basically the equivalent. Canark coming into this top lane. Phantom Bullet has jump, but the Shiv's going to land, gets knocked up, and now he's stunned up on a box. However, Phantom Bullet has plenty of damage to deal with First Fen, unless a stun comes out, which it does, and First Fen's going to pick up the second kill of that lane.
Yeah, I said bottom lane is where Canark's gonna have the best chance, but he's just been going back and forth between top and bottom and successfully getting kills each time.
A good stun from Eastwood. Unleash Power and Ignite going to pick up that kill. Flashed a bit early. The cocoon could still come out. But Gold Digger decides to back off.
Yep. Canark ganked enough times that now Syndra has complete control of this lane.
And now we see Nar picking up a Chain Vest. Real Rask trying to get this pink ward. He does. But now, what can they do with it? Zenith Blade gonna go out. Valkyrie coming in. Binding lands onto Antfire. But just lots of damage. Pixel already going really low. Exhaust on a Real Rask, but he wants Pixel to go down. One more auto attack's gonna be enough.
Renko actually did a really cool move. He saw that one, saw the defenses game on Rask, he's like, okay. So then he started going on to that Morgana.
And yeah, it got him another kill. Already having that Phage finished, he's going to get a really quick Trinity Force at this rate.
Yeah. Bot lane, Renko is actually doing really well at carrying that Corki in this early part of the game. And then Canark is doing the exact same thing for mid and top lane, so really good team strategy right now.
Yeah, and we see in the mid lane, no Chalice built yet onto Syndra, and yet Xerath's already doing next to no damage. And a huge wave being pushed in on this bot tower. A good stun on the Eastwood, though.
So, who will die first on blue team?
First on blue team, it could be the Leona who's just going to keep going in. It could be the Riven who's not really building much damage yet. Really questionable though. Lots of options. And First Fen stopping the hop a little bit, but not really doing anything with it. Narc just going to throw a sneaky shiv.
Sneaky, sneaky.
And we see him just waiting for Gold Digger, who throws a little spiderling in. Smite landing on the box. Now Canark's eating lots of damage from the buff. Trading it over to Gold Digger, though. Who's going to come out alive here? Canark's in a bit of a pickle. But Gold Digger's super low. The ult from Canark's kind of trick him out a little bit. And now Phantom Bullet versus 3. First Fen throwing, popping the ultimate. Will he jump the wall, though? He does. He has Bankai available, throws it out, but no damage. You know, he's just getting kited for days. But he's going to be able to pick that up.
Yeah, and that's kind of scary for Gnar, especially when Riven doesn't have a damage item besides that longsword. This is kind of scary for Elise too. She's been farming or trying to farm most of the game while Canark has been mostly in lanes, and she's only winning by 6 creeps.
And yet down 3 kills and an assist. So, and he actually, Canark was able to get that red buff, and there was no answer from the Elise. And Falcon was actually right, I forgot to change the overlay. But Eastwood getting a stun and gets stunned up by himself, forcing the heal out of Xerath. And now he's in a bit of a pickle. Cocoon's going to land, and that's enough for Eastwood, but he could get a return kill. And he does, and Corki picking up Morgana in the bot lane, and Ranko staying alive. And it's the Syndra to go down first.
Yeah, I got stunned up by that Cocoon. But I'm pretty sure Eastwood's gonna go ahead and say Worth since he got a kill back. Even though the rest of his team will look at him as a failure.
Yeah, and if he's the only one to die this entire game, that's just unfortunate. It's gonna cost him the MVP.
He's gonna unfortunately never get picked for ADL ever again for that death.
I mean, and Xerath, one of the better game farming champions, lane farming champions, is down almost, or is down 30 CS to the Syndra, and that's going to really impact his late game power spike.
Yeah, but not really much you can do when you have that Shaco ganking you every 2 minutes.
Instead, you can have your 80 carry gank for you, and steal all your farm, because you're not behind enough as it is.
Yeah, that's one thing that really sucks.
Canark, though, gonna get found out a little bit. And Eastwood's gonna dodge the binding, but goes really low from the piercing light. Luckily, he has minions to save him. And Canark sacrificing his minion, however, getting really low from this Lucian. Stun coming in, and that's a dead Lucian. No, the heal comes out. Just enough of a heal to keep him alive through the unleashed power. Ignite was unavailable for Eastwood that time. And Antfire being a little cheeky, trying to go around the back and pick up that kill. We see Elise coming in behind Eastwood, but I don't know what he's going to be able to do with Elise there. Riven hasn't backed up until now, sitting on 1900 gold. I'm wondering if she's going to pick up a Tiamat on the first back, essentially. Second back. And yeah, Tiamat. Now that Eastwood has this blue buff and the Chalice, he's just going to be able to put an immense amount of pressure onto the Xerath while in lane.
Doing so.
And another stun is going to land. Morgana's still in the area, though. And First Fen just immediately starting to go on to Phantom Bullet.
Yeah, now that he has that lifesteal from Tiamat, he's gonna be able to take this poke damage.
Well, Tiamat doesn't actually have lifesteal.
Does it not?
No, that's
I
the
could have
Hydra.
sworn it did. Oh, you're right.
However, Canark is here to help him out a little bit. Bounce onto Canark. Bit of a headache there, but the Ignite's going to come down, and that's going to be a kill. And Syndra still picking up kills in this mid lane, and Pixel just gets completely nuked out. And that's a free double kill for Eastwood.
Definitely not what you want, especially on one of his favorite champions.
I mean, and then the tower's going to go down with that. And now Eastwood is 5-1-1, 114 farm, and has 2 towers to his name. And now they're going to be able to pick up a warded dragon, because even though it's warded, there's nothing red team can do about it while the jungler's top lane. And the Cocoon's going to land. Gold Digger not going to lose his Spiderlings this time. Gold Digger has Phantom Bullet in the wings, and now First Fen's in a bit of trouble. He is Riven, but the Cocoon's probably going to seal his fate. And that's a shutdown going over to Nair.
Yeah, that was basically a pretty crisp kill. Cocoon landed, and the rest was history.
Yeah, I mean, he burned the flash fairly early and didn't have it available to dodge the Cocoon. And once you can't do that, you're pretty squishy. Not much this red team bot lane can do either. Culling being popped out, Ranko trying to go down, but it's gonna live.
Yeah, Ringo's at half health after they popped both Soul Shackles and the Culling on him.
And a tower shot or two. And Ranko eating these Sheen procs goes down really low. And now Phantom Bullet is stuck in an odd spot. No Syndra close by, but she could come up. And Canark doesn't have a tower to run to. But it looks like this bot tower is going to go down. Stun onto Gold Digger. Broken Wing's going to pop him up even though the Cocoon lands. Bonkai, can Gold Digger dodge it? He doesn't, but he doesn't quite die. The stun from First Fen's going to miss, and Gold Digger gets really lucky there.
Yeah, he literally ran for his life. He didn't do anything else. No abilities or anything, and got out alive.
Yeah, however, Eastwood says, too bad, itsy bitsy spider. Maybe, yeah, he pops the Unleash power, and that's going to be 1 kill. And now Phantom Bullet's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Does he have the damage to kill First Fen, who missed his stun?
Yeah, stuck between a rock and a hard place. Literally throws the rock, and it looks like he's safe for now.
Yeah, Syndra decided to go back to her own mid lane. But now Antfire's in the top lane. These rotations are something else.
Monte Cristo would be quite proud.
I mean, I guess
What's
with
the penis?
okay. Yeah, now that tier 2 in the bot lane has gone down, there's nothing else for blue team's bot lane to do, so they're going to rotate up top and take that tier 1 top lane tower. Morgana in this top lane gonna try and even out this sort of gank going on here, but I don't think she's really that much power, having only a Seeker's Arm Guard and a Frost Queen's Claim. Seeker's Arm Guard and a Spell Thief's Edge, not even the Frost Queen. However, going really low, the heal's not going to be enough to keep Riven alive, Soul Shackles isn't going to get procced on the Renko, but Phantom Bullet's going to stun him up and hit him with a rock. However, Eastwood decides, that's enough of you hurting my teammates, and goes in. Renko's going to stun up Xerath, but Xerath's going to pick up the kill onto Corki with the help of Elise, who gets the shutdown gold. And stun's going to land onto Xerath. Knark says, you are going to die. Zenith's played, and Eastwood throws a caddy at Xerath.
Oh, Renko almost dies for that.
However, going to keep his perfect score alive at 1-0-8. And really only this Riven's the biggest team disappointment, sitting on 2 deaths.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Lucian's just going to farm away in this bot lane. With no mana though, can he get away? Has flash available, however he forced to use it, and Riven can't get over that wall.
If I was Riven, I'd back off. Just let alone getting his flash on cooldown for absolutely nothing is pretty good.
Yeah, if only Lucian had known that you have to dash on the torches to get into the dragon pit. A bit preemptive there.
Knark picks up a Yomu's now.
Wants some of that sweet, sweet cooldown reduction. And
are you going to talk about that static shift too?
that's exactly what I was going to say. Before he even finishes a full damage item, Lucian's going to pick up the static shift.
Yeah, that is a very desperate move right now.
Yeah, with that, he's essentially resorting himself to a bit of a split push. Gold Digger gonna get hit by the Corki, even though Syndra used her ultimate.
Yeah, Anfar was like, nah, I want this one.
Yeah, I mean,
he misses the big bomb though.
He's sick of Dr. Eastwood getting all of the internet fame, and now Rask puts himself in a really bad position. Ignite gonna come down, and the heal's not gonna be enough to keep him alive. And now Eastwood dodges out the stun. Dragon goes over to first fence. Stun lands onto Xerath, but now he's got backup. And so does Syndra, actually. Ultimate coming out of Xerath's not going to pick up the kill. Meanwhile, Knark kills Morgana and now going to pick up the kill onto Xerath for a nice double kill. And red team decides to surrender 4-1.
Yeah, I think Salamindra completely wasn't even looking at his champion and was trying to kill Syndra that whole time.
Yeah, a 22-minute surrender coming out. Not sure what really happened. I mean, they had a lot of scaling available to them. I guess they just decided they didn't have it in them.
Yeah, I guess they assumed the 10-1-3 Syndra was just going to be too much for them to handle later in that game. But I gotta hand it to Knark. He got that mid and that top lane going really, really early. All I can really say is you gotta look up those people you're going to be facing against on ADL nights to know who to ban out.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at these champion kills. 24-4. Syndra alone had 10. Shaco had 6. And with only 0 deaths onto Shaco, that's a champion you need to ban out.
Yeah, and Knark and Renko joined the elite ranks of the unkillable in ADL.
Yeah, Riven going up the most deaths on our team to 2, and Corki and Syndra only dying the single time. Just that close to the unkillable club, but sadly for their team, wasn't going to make it happen. And like you said, just Canuck got those 2 lanes rolling while bot lane did it all by themselves, and red team didn't have an answer.
Yeah, you gotta look at, this goes for everybody competing in ADLs, you definitely need to look at those top contenders on teams. Look at those Plats, the Diamonds, the people that are team captains. Look who their favorite champions are and ban them out, because you don't want them playing it, because this will happen.
Yeah, most of them are just one-trick ponies, it's sad to say. We do have a few elite who can survive a ban or two, but like I said, you've got to ban the Shaco, you got to ban the Warwick, and the Eastwood Syndra. I mean, 10-1-3. He only needed about 2 ganks from Canuck to just make it his lane. Do we want to spectate one more? Did a game just start?
I am not sure.
One sec, guys. Let me look at something real quick. I don't know who's on his team. One second, guys. Trying to figure out what team this is because I can't find them in Mumble.
Jiggy's team is 5 minutes into her game.
That's gotta be it. Who are they playing?
I will spectate and find out.
Golf versus India?
Well, Jiggy is Juliet. They are facing Omnicron. So we can watch Charlie versus Juliet if we want to.
How about we watch Golf versus India? It has JC, Stilios versus Jabber and Zelena.
That sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun game. And a bit different for tonight, guys. We're going to be going into a third game because why not? I mean, it's still early. Not what we typically see here. And lots of different champions.
Alright, I'm going into the loading screen now.
And we're going to be having Janna, Corki, Maokai, Warwick, Kassadin versus Ari, Lucian, Nasus, Pantheon, Thresh. And we're just going to play a quick commercial while we load in.
Oh nice, the game literally just started on Spectator.
Yeah, there's like 30 seconds left in the commercial. Welcome back, guys. We are just into a game 3 between Golf and India. Let me just change that real quick.
Yeah, this looks to be a really cool match. I especially love the mid lane, Ari and Kassadin, two really mobile assassin champions.
Yeah, and then even this bot lane, it could go really one way or the other. If blue team can dodge Thresh's hooks, then they stand a really good chance to get to a mid game. But if those hooks land onto Janna, that could really propel Lucian into a very early Infinity Edge and just run the game from there.
Yeah, we have two pretty good gankers in the jungle with the Warwick and the Pantheon. Both have really good ults to initiate something. And the top lane looks to be very boring. It's going to be really farm orientated up there.
Yeah, neither of them really having kill pressure. Nasus, once it hits 6, has a bit of an opportunity to try and get a kill, but Maokai's going to be very tanky at that point, so I'm not expecting much.
And the same with Maokai. He's going to have good poke onto the Nasus, but Nasus has really good sustain. So they're not going to be doing too much without jungle help.
Yeah, I mean, that Warwick level 6 is going to be huge for any lane, really. I mean, Ari with the quick lockdown would be really easy to kill. Same with this bot lane. Just every lane trading back and forth already. Level 2 going over to Ari and not yet on to the Kassadin. And Jabber not hitting level 2, getting really pushed in on here by this Maokai. Don Flamingo eats a lot of damage with these Orbs of Deception.
You know Ari wanted to flash in there.
Yeah, Ari wants this kill, has the Ignite. Next kill, pops the W, that's going to be First Blood, landing the Charm on the back end.
The charm.
And that's First Blood going to Ari. Going to be very dangerous.
It is expected as a ranged champion with a hard CC like a charm to kill a Kassadin pre-6.
There's a hook onto Stelios. Valkyrie's gonna get him away, and now Dead Pocket, who actually dashed in, actually doesn't eat a lot of damage.
Both these Lucians we've seen tonight have been pretty good with hitting targets behind creeps with that piercing light.
Yeah, it's something you really need to learn as a Lucian, because it's a very long range, and a lot of people don't expect it, especially the damage it outputs.
Yeah, everyone sees Lucian as a very short range AD carry, but that Q has one of the longest ranges if you can properly align that.
Not to mention the culling once he hits 6, which ends up being a really good cleanup ability. And Maokai putting out lots of damage onto this Nasus. Once someone decides to gank, that's really going to impact it. Warwick obviously just going for that quick level 6 as fast as possible. I mean, he started machete pots, not really necessary. Stun lands onto Don Flamingo, who's only level 3. If a charm comes out, that's going to be dead. A charm not going to come out, but Jackal's going to pick it up with an auto attack.
Yeah, really good gank there from Jackal. Not even level 6 yet, not even the true power of the Pantheon jungle there.
But I mean, without that Riftwalk, Kassadin very susceptible to ganks, especially without that flash.
Yeah, definitely. This top lane is also going to go very in favor of Void Energy.
Hook onto this Janna, heal being popped. Pocket not going to be able to pick up that kill just yet. However, it forces the exhaust. And now that kill is going to go over to Zelena with a nice flay.
This top lane is very in favor of Void Energy, I think. Nasus has absolutely no way of cancelling the teleport, while Void Energy can get rid of Nasus if he tries to teleport while they're in lane. He can just gank whenever he wants, and Nasus can't do a thing about it.
That big thing that gives Nasus a lot of free time to farm up his Q if he can manage it, and could end up in an early tower kill. Sly out of mana in that mid lane, and Nasus is actually blinking red. If Void Energy has the mana and Jabber comes out even a little bit, he could go down. He's trying to base, but Maokai has some words to say about that. And an early Negatron cloak coming out onto the Nasus.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it time and time again where someone just gets poked out by an AP champ and they immediately buy a Negatron cloak, and it kind of leads them nowhere. So we'll see what Jabber can do with it.
I mean, a Spirit Visage is going to come in huge against this mainly AP damagey team. I mean, Corki has a mostly AP damage with that Rocket Burst and the Phosphorus Bomb, and Kassadin obviously an AP champion. Even Warwick has a lot of AP damage between the Hungering Strike and the Infinite Duress. The charm is going to miss onto Don Flamingo, but he's going to get auto attack down. A good dash in from the Ari, though, going to pick that up.
That was a very good play based off of levels. Ari got 6 first and immediately went in on that since Keston was still 5. He knows he's going to lose his advantage soon of being able to just pick him out whenever he wants, so he took that opportunity.
And a quick 303 onto this Kassadin. It's really going to delay his power spike, especially because he went tier first. And mid-tower already going down to the Ari at 7 minutes 50 seconds. Stelios dumping in to the hook, flashes out, however, flash from JC, gets the infinite duress down, Dead Pocket's going to go down, and now Zilean is going to be forced to run away. And Ari is becoming a really needed component of this team.
Yeah, now she's absolutely free to roam around, but the consequence of taking that tower so early is that Kaston's going to have a lot of free farm, which is going to give him the opportunity to come back really big later in the game.
The hook's going to miss, and the lantern's just going to be for show.
It's actually a pretty good scare tactic there. He made it seem as though his jungler was there when no one was, so they backed off.
Yeah, and we saw Warwick hit 6 and had a big impactful gank. I'm wondering if we're going to see the same out of this Pantheon now that he's cleaned up both buffs and is level 6.
Yeah, well, mid lane's definitely out of the question now, so he's probably going to want to try to help Jabber out and kill that top lane.
Or he could go to this bot lane and try and get the Lucian a kill, who he desperately needs it, already only having that BF sword. And a bit premature on that Siphoning Strike, not going to get the Caddy minion. And Zelena finds a pink ward for his troubles. Jabber with this Negatron Cloak's actually stopping a lot of the damage from the Maokai. Hook lands on Astelio, so now Dead Pocket is in a good spot. Jump in from Ari's good charm onto Jen is going to put her low, and Dead Pocket's going to pick up a kill. And that's going to be the bot tower. And with Pantheon in the mid lane, there's zero chance that Kassadin is going to do much damage. Infinite Duress onto Jabber. He's going to flash away, pop the ultimate, and JC's just going to try and clean this up. But they're actually going really low, and Maokai is going to go down to the turret. Just a really big misplay there.
Yeah, definitely underestimated the Nasus ultimate. No one ever really knows how much life he gets from that, so definitely miscalculated.
Yeah, and even if Maokai had backed up to avoid the turret damage, JC was still in range and would have gone down instead of the Maokai. And that's a big turnaround for Red Team. They were able to pick up a dragon, actually. They didn't go for that bot tower. Both teams reset a little bit. Ari getting pinged out. And it looks like they want to go in here onto the Warwick, who doesn't have his ultimate, but Ari decides not to. They saw the bot lane cheating up a little bit.
Pantheon and Ari are roaming together though. They wanted to pick up something.
Warwick's red buff should be coming up in less than a minute. Another good hook onto this Corki. And a stun lands onto Stelios, but a good ultimate from Talisman is going to keep him alive. Meanwhile, the Infinite Duress going to go onto Pantheon and going to pick up a kill there.
Yeah, that maybe could have played out a little different if Ari decided to stay roaming with Pantheon. and would have gotten a charm off on someone, maybe would have gotten a kill.
Void Energy doing a pretty good job at abusing this top lane. Meanwhile, Stelios going really low from this Lucian. But now Warwick's in the area and is going to be able to chase them down. Ari gonna find the Warwick, but she's uninterested there. Tornado gonna land. Ignite coming out. Kill picked up for Dead Pocket. And the Lantern to safety. Pushing down onto tier 2 tower now.
Yeah, Isola is definitely putting in really good work right now.
A hook lands onto JC. Do they really want this? Flay coming out. Box gonna land. No charm yet. Gonna tag him in the back end. And the tower's gonna go down also.
That's a really early clear of the bot lane.
Yeah, that opens a lot of avenues for Red Team. They're now free to take the dragon every time it's up and move into this mid lane tier 2, which is a very big strategic pinpoint.
Or they might want to work on helping poor Jabber up top. He's getting crushed by that Maokai.
Yeah, I mean, down 30 CS, but I mean, it's Nasus. He's going to be able to farm up eventually, and the way a lot of Nasus' play is they want that tier 1 to go down so that they can freeze the lane and get some free farm. Wither going to go down, but not a lot of damage coming from that Siphoning Strike. Only sitting at about 130 stacks. And Warwick right now, the shining light for blue team, just going to try and get that Feral Flare as fast as possible. And he's going to be wanting to build some CDR because his ultimate's going to be make or break for this team.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see an early QSS coming out of anybody onto red team because that is the only thing that can stop the Infinite Duress. The ultimate from Void Energy is going to get stopped almost immediately due to mana. The Infinite Duress is going to land on a Jabber who had just enough mana for the ultimate, but he's going really low, and JC's going to be able to chase them down with the buff. However, they don't go for the kill. Meanwhile, the mid-tier 2 is going to go down to Ari, now pushing in on Inhibitor Turret. This is dangerous for blue team.
Yeah, JC spent a lot of resources trying to kill Jabber, and his Fury of the Sands has saved him.
Jackal staying very far up. The hook, the spear, I mean, gonna pick up the kill there. Meanwhile, Stelios is forced to flash and Valkyrie away. Now Talisman's gonna go down to Dead Pocket, and this Inhibitor Turret is gonna go down with the next wave. Meanwhile, JC is only trading a tier 1 top turret for it.
Yeah, Tasmanian definitely sacrificed himself to save his AD carry there, like a true support bro. But
the Ignite coming out from Don Flamingo, who's going to go down and not pick up a kill. And this mid lane has fallen apart. We've
been seeing really fast-paced games tonight.
Yeah, I mean, 16 minutes and you've already cracked the base turrets? That's very uncommon to see. And I mean, Dead Pocket 314 already having that Infinity Edge compared to Corky's Fade Sheen. These team fights won't help blue team to get back into it.
Yeah, I think this is going to be
the
very
Flash Charm Ignite onto Tasmanian, and Jackal's going to steal that away.
Yeah, this is going to be very similar to the first game we viewed tonight. Corgi's going to get his power spike once he finishes the Triforce, and he's going to be like the only hope to finish this. I mean, you have Warwick, yeah, but Warwick can only really lock down one target.
And another dragon going over to the red side. Jabber once again miscalculating his Siphoning Strike for this Caddy minion. Gonna get it on the second try though. The CS gap in this top lane is growing more and more, but now that the full Spirit Visage is finished on Nasus, he shouldn't really have any trouble staying in this lane. However, Kassadin coming up to the top lane, Jabber in a bit of a pickle. Has Flash and Ultimate available though, and they're just going to back off.
Yeah, I think even he was surprised. He just stopped moving.
He has his team there, and it looks like they're going to want to take this top tier 1 now.
It looks like they actually might want to just take the entire lane while they're at it.
Yeah, I mean, blue team's been really slow to respond to these rotations, and you saw it. They've now forced it back, or they're going to lose their inhibitor. It's going to get damaged, but I don't think it's going to quite go down. It could, though. The Pocket really wants this. However, GC's here now. The ultimate lands on the Pocket. Infinite Duress. However, Don Flamingo's going to take a kill with him to the grave. However, that's a 1-for-1 trade. Meanwhile, the top tier 1 going to go down, and they're steadily pushing onto the tier 2. And the once shining light of Warwick 4-1-0 really in a tough predicament. Gets hooked. Charm not going to come out. Charm lands onto Stelios, however. Gets completely blown up. Monsoon going to get popped to try and keep him alive a little bit longer. And Talisman's going to live. Void Energy goes in. Ice Slide maybe going to try and pick up a kill. Gets exhausted. True damage not going to be enough to pick up that kill. And JC's going to pick it up. And now Jackal's in the middle of 4 members. With the Lantern available, not going to take it. Gets taken down by Warwick. Now 6-1-0. And now Zelena's in a bit of trouble being chased down by a Kassadin. Has the Moby Boots though.
Yeah, JC in his Rage of Salt ruins that perfect score for the Ahri this game.
Jabber taking out a big chunk of health with that Siphoning Strike. And just going to keep farming. Void Energy now completely out of mana. Can't do anything to stop this push. And it's up to the wave clear of Corki right now. Finds JC. The Infinite Dress going to pop down. Jabber not wanting anything to do with it. Dead Pocket's going to go down. Meanwhile, Jabber tries to 1v2. He's very low on mana though. Starts running away. Heal being popped. Jabber flashes. JC flashes too, and is going to pick up that kill.
Yeah, he took out that big chunk from Kassadin earlier, and then he got a little bit too cocky about the damage he was able to put out.
Yeah, if he had gone with Dead Pocket, maybe they could have tried to 2v1 burst out the Warwick, but that wasn't meant to be, and Warwick is now 8-1-0, almost finishing that Spirit Visage, and once he finishes that, he's going to be almost impossible to kill.
Yeah, and Corki just picked up his Triforce too, so now he's gonna hopefully be able to do some damage and make this game not so one-sided.
A good Thresh Hook, though, could really end the game here with the inhib already wide open. Stun lands on a Tasmanian. Hook gonna miss. Charm not gonna land on anybody. However, Void Energy going in. Ice Sly already going very low. Charm gonna land on the Void Energy. Ignite going down. Void Energy now stuck at a very awkward amount of health. JC has the Infinite Duress available though. Throws it onto Jabber. Gets instantly cancelled out by the Aegis stun from Jackal. However, going really low. Don Flamingo in a bit of a bad spot. Gonna Rift Walk away. And he's gonna stay alive for now. The culling, however, gonna finish that up. And now it's Stelios and Tasmanian versus the world. Hook gonna miss. And Void Energy teleported in behind the red team at full health.
Nasus is definitely not the target on that red team that you want to use your Infinite Duress on.
That being said, they were able to get the Ahri very early on and really just sort of swing that fight their way while they could. Dragon's gonna be up in 30 seconds. Will red team be in a position to take it though? The early push that red team did got them very deep into the base, but now with two Rod of Ages champions starting to stack up already, it's going to become increasingly hard to get in on this, and even though Cassidy's 1-6, he's going to be able to get to a point at some point where he just doesn't get instantly nuked out as soon as the fight starts, and he's going to be able to pick up some kills.
And this is another dragon.
Infinite Duress onto Jackal. Jackal's now just going to get chased down by the Warwick. Slowly auto attack here or there. And that's going to be double buffs going over to JC.
Yeah, you might as well try to fight that. Once you get below the health threshold, you're just not going to outrun Warwick.
And blue team doesn't seem to know what to do with their lead right now. Still sitting at 9k. Selena throwing out the hook, not going to land. But Steelio's going below half health just between the Gunslinger passive and the Static Shiv.
And he's completely out of mana, so he's going to go back to base too.
And that leaves his top lane pretty wide open. Maokai looking for a bit of a flank. Infinite Duress not quite available. Dead Pocket getting knocked up, and they're going to run away. They have the Pantheon Mandrop available, but will they try and fight with it, or will they just sort of back off? Sly already at half health just from this Maokai. Hook lands on Stelios, follows it up, a great flay to stop the Valkyrie away, and no real follow-up from the red team.
Yeah, they were a little bit too spooked to follow up there.
And now they have to force their way through this Corky wave clear. I don't think they have the tools. Unless blue team decides to run away. Hook lands onto Janna though. No follow-up to even do anything. Red team's really afraid of this tower right now.
I mean, even though they only have that fed Warwick, blue team puts out really good damage, so I mean they can get aced here.
A hook onto Maokai. Flash Infinite Duress coming out of the Warwick. However, Dead Pocket stays alive a little bit longer. Exhaust onto Don Flamingo's gonna trip him up. JC's gonna go down. It's a 2-for-1 so far. Hook's gonna miss. Meanwhile, Jackal jumps in. Will it go down? Triple kill for the Ahri. And Nasus is taking up this tower. Siphoning Strike's gonna take it down pretty quick. Flash Charm, Ignite onto Void Energy. True damage isn't going to land. The hook is, however, and Zelena's going to steal the quadra kill.
I think the time limit probably went out for quadra kill. But
Maybe.
either way, Zelena was like, I hooked this, it is mine.
Yeah, I mean, even a delayed quadra still counts in my book. And now the blue buff, will Zelena take that? No, he doesn't.
He sure tried.
Yeah, not for lack of trying.
He was like, you have enough kills, it is my show now, get out of the way.
Yeah, if only Leviathan was still in this game, Thresh could have picked it up and gotten super tanky. For those of you who recently started playing League, Leviathan was an old item, such as Sword of the Occult or the Magi Soul Stealer, which stacked upon kills and assists and gave you health instead of damage.
'Twas ultra broken.
It was a bad item because it didn't give you anything to help you gain more stacks. We see Lucian working towards his last whisper. Dashes over the wall, gonna get ulted up by JC. Really not what he wanted there. Forced a flash, already at half health, just from the infinite duress. And again, where's the Quicksilver sashes? People, you're against Warwick.
I mean, yeah, we see it literally every game, and by now it's really getting old. You deserve to die if you're not picking up those QSS.
Yeah, I mean, even if Thresh were to pick up a Mikhail's, again, doesn't work. Maybe he thinks his team has enough CC between the Charms and Aegises and Threshes. I mean, I can see it. And now that the Infinite Dress is down, it's going to be the Inhibitor. And they should back off now. They don't have Ahri. Do they want to clear out the Baron Pit and see what they can get there? There is a pink ward there, so blue team's going to know they're going for it. And Sly walking in and out of that bush, didn't find the pink ward, but blue team knows they're there.
Pantheon's just gonna twerk in the bush for a bit.
Yeah, I mean, now they find the pink ward.
Who came up with a name like Infinite Duress anyways? That makes... it's too long.
Too long to say, or...
Yeah. Yeah, tongue-tied.
But Orb of Deception is totally fine.
I mean, that's not her ult.
No, her ult is Spirit Rush, but still, it's still a long name. And plus it's 3 words instead of 2.
I mean, it sounds cooler. Infinite Duress sounds lame.
Fury of the Sands definitely sounds cooler, but... Hook gonna miss, and now Nasus just going for a stroll down to the bot lane.
I mean, no one wants to walk him, so he'll go walk himself.
Yeah, it's a 1-2-1 split push. And does blue team want to respond? They're gonna have to send 2 people to either lane, both lanes actually. Maokai thinking he can try and do something against Nasus. And Nasus gonna run away from the tree. And 3 people in this top lane, actually. That should be the free dragon. Red team has the vision. They know it's available.
And blue team knew what was happening. Now they lost vision, though.
Blue team hasn't been able to collect a single dragon this entire game. The culling coming out. Riftwalk going to keep them safe for now. And Corki's falling behind in items. Finishing that last whisper before he has any meaningful damage, not really what you want to do. See red team pushing in 2 supers, but I don't think they have the force for the towers yet.
Yeah, definitely not.
And with both waves in the bottom and top lanes pushing against them, they're forced to disperse and spread out a little bit.
What's pretty interesting is that red team doesn't have like a tank. Nasus is building that Triforce next.
Pantheon gonna get jumped on flashes, but he's probably gonna get infinite duress. Nope, lots of damage coming out. He's gonna go down eventually to the Kassadin. And that's just overstaying your welcome right there.
Yeah.
Once this Triforce gets completed onto the Nasus, I believe Maokai won't be able to deal with him anymore. Not having built any armor, only sitting on the Specter's Cowl. Janna finds herself alone in the jungle, gonna get hooked even through the monsoon, and the auto attack not gonna be enough. However, the Spirit Rush will be enough. Charm lands onto JC. DFG also going to come out. Flay going to miss. So Sly is forced to Zhonya's. However, JC not going to get the kill. Don Flamingo picking that up. And why would they want to chase a Kassadin? Not the best choice. Stelios going to be able to pick up this kill. Meanwhile, Nasus is on the Nexus Towers. Should be able to get at least 1. Or not. Apparently Q damage doesn't affect towers now. Oh, because the inhibitor respawned. Okay.
I was about to say, no, that's not changed.
Yeah, alright. Last second inhib respawn, gonna keep the tower alive. How unlucky for red team. And only one sweeper available for red team, really hurting him because they're not going to be able to clear vision out of this Baron pit. Zelena going to steal a blue buff, but will he be able to get away? Yeah, he
Holy
will.
Mother Baron Nashor. Ari bought a Quicksilver Sash, and so did Lucian.
Ari sold it. Lucian has one.
She did purchase one, and then she was like, JK.
No, looking like she's going for a Rylai's Crystal Scepter with that Giant's Belt Blasting Wand combination. Pocket, though, has the right idea,
Yeah,
picking
he
up
has
that
heard
Quicksilver.
our pleas. He has bought one. Let's see if he uses it.
Infinite Duress onto Jabber. Maokai Twisted Advance. Jabber already down to half health. Will he ult to get away? He's going to flash. The Lantern doesn't quite make it over the wall. Ari's in the bot lane, though. This isn't a fight they want. Twisted Advance onto Pantheon. Valkyrie in. Lots of damage going down. Jackal just getting caught out. Super unfortunate. And that could mean a Baron going over to blue team.
Yeah, I mean, that only leaves Lucian and Thresh, really. Jabber's too low.
Yeah, and Ari not even going to push the bottom lane out to try and take a tower. Jabber throws a ward over. Can a steal come out of anybody in the area? Jabber's going really low. He shouldn't stay. And he goes down. Hook going to land onto the dragon. And Ari will be there soon. Cullen going to come out. However, Smite just going to take that away. Twisted Advance onto Pocket. 1v1 now. Who has a good charm on a Dawn Flamingo? Flash coming in. Going to pick up that kill. Talisman going super low. Hook going to miss GC. And now he's using his bonus move speed to get away. All the skill shots just going haywire. Infinite Dress is available. But looks like red team's going to try and force their way onto this inhibitor. That's questionable. Infinite Dress onto Ari, who doesn't have the Quicksilver Sass. Gonna Zonia's, and that's 2 kills going down super quick. Now it's Zelena versus the world. That's a double kill for Corki.
That was interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Warwick knew who to Infinite Duress, and it certainly wasn't going to be the QSS Lucian. And with the Baron, blue team's going to be able to start mounting an offensive.
Yeah, I think Ari kind of regrets selling back her Quicksilver Sash now.
Yeah, I mean, the Zonia just isn't enough. I mean, it's not up as quickly as she needs it right now. And a Quicksilver
And you
Sash...
have to wait until Infinite Duress is over to even use it.
Yeah, it doesn't cancel it out like it would cancel a Death Mark or something else like that. And so by the time it ends, you're either dead or dying, and all it took was a Rift Walk from Kassadin to finish up that kill.
I mean, that was a pretty big throw, I think. They definitely gave blue team the opportunity to get back into this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's still an 8k gold lead for red team, but the kills are very close, and a lot of that gold's tied up in towers. Once blue team can start getting those down, they're really going to start snowballing it in their own favor.
Yeah, a couple minutes ago it was over a 10k gold lead, so they're definitely picking it back up slowly but surely.
Jabber breaking the 300 stack mart onto that Nasus, but is it too late? Is the Kassadin going to be able to run away with this?
They pick up their gold lead to just shy of 10k again.
Jump in, Charm gonna miss, and Talisman's gonna go down, popping the Monsoon a little early. However, Infinite Duress lands on to the Ari. Dead Pocket gonna go down to Corki, and now they're really just on the run. Jackal gonna go down, double kill for Warwick, and once again, Infinite Duress winning the fight.
Yep, going on that really hard carry that doesn't have the tools to get out of it.
And Ari finishes that Rylai's Crystal Scepter, but
It's not
Too
gonna
late.
matter. She just gets CC'd and dies immediately.
Yeah, damage doesn't matter if you're dead, and the health isn't what she needs right now. Hook gonna land on Don Flamingo, but Zelena is just gonna get jumped on by the Maokai, who has the survivability, and now this could be them losing their own inhibitor. Flash from JC is probably just gonna chase Jabber down, and that's the red team inhibitor gonna go down.
Yeah, what looked like a really, really one-sided, fast-paced game quickly turned around due to pretty poor itemization and good team fights on blue side.
Yeah, I mean, Mercurial Scimitar on to Lucian, but if he's not getting ulted by the Warwick, it doesn't matter. And still only one sweeper on red team, not even upgraded. So they're beginning to lose the vision war here. We can only see one red team ward on the entire map, and it's not giving the best information of where blue team is. And we're starting to see a tank Pantheon come out, which is a lot of the same issue that Rengar has. You don't want a tank damage dealer that doesn't do either very well.
Yeah.
A good pickup kill onto the Kassadin though. And here's JC. Ultimate onto iSolution. Pops the Cutlass a little early though. And with the Randuin's, gonna proc the Zonias, but that's a dead Sly. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, that's the inhibitor going down. Now it's Void Energy trying to fight 1v4. Gonna get hooked back in and eat the culling, but now Warwick's showing up. Jabber hasn't popped the ultimate yet. Pops it now. His exhaust onto JC, not going to be enough, and now he's forced to flash. However, JC has some speed boost. He's not going to be able to get traced upon that easy. Mercurial Scimitar getting popped by Lucian, but no CC on him. Jackal's going to go down, and now it's Zelena in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, this blue team has really good chase potential, especially the Warwick passive, the Janna passive, and then you just have Corki and Maokai, which are going to catch up to you.
Yeah, and a 3-for-1 on the red team, and now Jabber's out of position. Infinite Duress gonna come down onto him. Tasmanian gonna hit him with a tornado, and now Void Energy's gonna pop in with a Twisted Advance and gonna pick up that kill for himself.
And the kills have shifted over to the blue team, and they're only 3k gold behind now.
Yeah, and I mean, with both mid inhibitors down, not quite the best situation. Charmland's on the Corki, but no real damage. And we see Jabber pick up a Banshee's Veil. It's pretty good at stopping the Infinite Duress, but if he eats a Janna Tornado or a Sapling before that comes out, it's not even going to matter.
And now JC even finishes a Blade of the Ruin King, so if you were remotely getting away before, they're definitely not now.
Yeah, and Ari's still building damage, picking up a Blasting Wand instead of a QSS. We can't say this enough. If she's going to get ulted, there's nothing her team can do to help her.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically a 5v4 because JC knows that Lucian has one, so he's never going to use the ult on Lucian. He's immediately going to go onto Ari, who's then going to Zonia's and then die immediately after. We've seen it happen like 5 times this game already.
And Zelena getting jumped on by Don Flamingo. Can he turn this around, though? And there's Ari, selling the Blasting One and picking up a QSS.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely what she needed. I don't know if it's already too late now that they let Blue get back into the game, but we'll see if it's able to let her at least stay alive and pick up kills in fights.
And Red's inhibitor is going to respawn, giving them a bit of a breather room, but blue teams should be right behind it. And red team has to run for it right now. They're really not in any sort of position to defend. And right now it's going to be make or break for this team. If they get aced here, that's game. But if they get an ace, it puts them a little bit back in a position to carry. Twisted Advance onto Lucian. Lucian's just going to get popped immediately. And with Infinite Duress going down, not yet. There's still a chance for it to be used. Monsoon going to come out. Celio's going to go Legendary on Thresh. And with Ari going down to the Kassadin, that's probably game. Jabber's going to pick up 1 kill, but nothing really to be done. Meanwhile, JC wants this Jackal, not going to get it. And instead, JC's going to live with a sliver of health. Never mind, he's going to eat a spear to the back of the head. However, Jackal can't defend this. He picks up a double kill, actually, but goes down to a sapling, and that's going to be the game. There is nothing Red Team can do now.
Very exciting game. I love that this was not just a stomp like the other two.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like it was going to be like that, but the poor item optimization led to a complete turnaround. And even with minions spawning now, there's nothing for Red Team to do. I mean, Lucian's not up for another 2 seconds, and the Nexus gonna go down. Culling gonna come out. However, Nexus going over to Corki, and that's game. There's nothing else to be done here.
Yeah, I mean, really good game. It was going super well for Red Team. Kills everywhere, pushing that bot and that mid lane. But again, that Warwick just too scary. He got really big and used his advantages, and they didn't respond too well to it. And they were able to turn around, get a Baron, and just end up winning every single team fight leading up to that game-ending push.
Yeah, and we speak of it time and time and time again. You need the QSS when you're facing a suppression team, because even if your team's full of CC, like a Thresh, like a Pantheon, you can't expect your team to be able to stop every single one of those suppressions. And you can see Purple Team had the lead the entire game. But once that Nexus went down, it ended in a Blue Team 1k gold advantage.
Yeah, and as a mid laner or an AP champion in general, it really sucks to have to waste a slot on that QSS, but it's really... it outweighs any AP item you can buy just by giving you that survivability.
Yeah, and we see Ari led her team in damage, and actually led the game by a good 4k, but you can have all the damage in the world, and if you're suppressed or dead, it really doesn't matter. I mean,
and you can imagine how much more damage she would have had, because basically the entire last half of the game, she did 0 damage, basically, because she was always suppressed and dying immediately after.
Yeah, and I mean, she started off the game really well, picking up a few kills and not really dying, and ended up dying around 4 times in a row without being able to pick up a kill. So, really just unfortunate for her team. Lucian, who picked up the quick couple kills early, ended up going negative also. And, I mean, the gold lead shows it.
Yeah, all in all, really exciting game. I loved watching that. I love when they go back and forth.
Yeah, definitely a great game to end the night on. And with that, we've actually watched 3 games tonight, very unusual for us. And I would like to thank everyone who showed up, who watched the stream, who played in it. Thank you, Viva, for casting with me once again. Sundown was not able to come and cast with us tonight. He was having a bit of an emotional breakdown and a midlife crisis.
Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do. He's probably going to have like pink highlights and a mullet tomorrow. I don't know.
That being said, thank you once again everybody who showed up, and hopefully we will see you again Tuesday night, 9 p.m. as always. Invite your friends, invite your family, and thank you and goodbye.